Mic check, mic check. Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Everybody's good.
Everybody's good. Mir, why don't you, matter of fact, Mir, why don't you introduce our special guest that people cannot hear, but we are privileged to be, well, we can't see, but we're privileged to be able to hear and engage in this conversation. So why don't you make the intro?
Oh, I'm making an intro. So we
Yeah,
have
make the intro.
the Patrice calling in from PR. You know what I'm saying? No power, but she's here.
Oh my gosh. Baby crying.
Baby crying, no power, but
in the
But we
car.
still doing this.
we figuring it out. That's what we do. We figure it out.
All right.
So Mir and
let's
I,
get
we typically just get right into it after we exchange the pleasantries. So we are going to do that unless you want to say some words beforehand. Patrice.
Me? Okay.
No,
Sure.
no, no,
Well,
no,
I'm.
no, 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 not to get right into it. We're gonna unless you wanted to
Okay.
say anything before we get into it. That's all I was saying.
No.
All right, so we're gonna get right to it.
I'm
Mir,
in.
what's law number 4?
Oh, me. All right. Law number 4 is always say less than necessary. It's spicy. It's spicy.
And we've been hitting a lot of these so Patrice, we kind of go back and forth on a lot of this stuff because it's like we look at it in a few different ways. Like, is it effective? Does it work? Yes or no? And typically we answer yes. And then we look at it from like a moral standpoint, spiritual standpoint. How do we feel about it? Is it something that we're willing to use? To what degree? So it kind of goes all over the place. So I guess we'll ask you, what comes to mind when you hear that law? And after reading that law, always say less than necessary.
So after reading that law saying less than necessary, I can't help but to think of a job interview. They ask you these trick questions. You get to answer them. And if you are concise and to the point, sometimes they want you to elaborate, which you're putting yourself in a predicament sometimes if you elaborate too much. So yes, I started thinking about the job interview and do I say much? Do I not say much? Am I concise and to the point? Am I going to say something that they want to hear? This is the latest predicament that I was in. And of course, it went well, but moving forward, do I say a lot? Am I concise and to the point? Or do I just say something that somebody else wants to hear? Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. And the interview, I think that's a good space to dive into this topic, interview. And because when you think about an interview, and I almost would want to position it where like I'm answering things very clear from the beginning. And then once we get kind of comfortable, open up a little bit. But I don't know whether I'm looking at it from a mindset or perspective where I'm the interviewee or the interviewer. You know what I mean? So I kind of, if I'm interviewing you, I just want to get you talking. I don't even care what it's about. I just want to get you talking so that way I can learn more about you and get you kind of off of the typical, well, what are the 3 best qualities about you? What are the 3 worst qualities about you? How does it, get away from those type of questions? But yeah, it's kind of almost like it's a battle for me. How can I stay on the script if I'm the one being interviewed? And then if I'm doing the interview, how can I get them off the script?
Because they're expecting to hear something, specific words. So sometimes you get to that specific word that they're trying to hear, and then you elaborate too much, and then you put yourself in a predicament. So either way, it's not the only scenario, but this is the main one that I can think of because of previous job interviews. And I just wonder, do we say a lot? Do we not say much? I also can think of a sales pitch. Sometimes salespeople say too much, and that's it. I'm not convinced. Okay, you talk too much. So I think I might agree with that law of saying less. Saying less.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Play devil's advocate, bro.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I feel like, what if you say more than necessary? And the example I'll use is with friends or even in like an intimate relationship. You don't want to say less. You want to say more, I feel like. when you're trying to make a friend, when you're talking with friends, if you're the person that says less, like everybody's gonna be like, you're weird. Like what? Like why aren't you saying more? Or when you're trying to talk to, you know, a significant other, you know, you just say like just the bare minimum. That, you know, that person gonna be like, oh, like, are you not interested? Are you not, you know, do you not want to talk to me? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's certain situations where saying less, saying more is better than saying less.
Boom. Well, that's when I guess you can be concise and to the point and say exactly what's needed without being too wordy. You know?
So is there a difference from a male perspective and a female perspective? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm just saying that just overall, I think that being concise and to the point is more useful to me personally. So in to avoid being too wordy and saying too much or more than necessary, maybe we can craft a tone and message that resonates with the audience. In this case, whatever girl you're trying to talk to. So I think being just not being too wordy and saying exactly what matters. I prefer that method.
Mm-hmm. I think when I agree. I agree with both of you have said. I think like I'm just putting myself in a position. Let's say if I'm sitting across the table from either somebody that I'm interested in on a romantic level, or, you know, somebody that I'm already with, girlfriend, wife, whatever, whoever it is. If I'm sitting down, no, more specifically, if I'm just meeting you, there's going to be certain things that I feel that I could say in a certain way, like straight, just direct and to the point. Or in matter of fact, let me actually go a different route. I think a lot of people, especially if I'm sitting down with a lady that likes to talk, or even a guy that likes to talk, I'm going to allow them to have the stage, but it's all the other forms of communication, like my body language. Am I still staying engaged? As long as I'm still looking like I'm engaged, then I think I can still say less. It come across as powerful and meaningful, not just word salad, but they still feel comfortable continuing to speak. You get what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of the other factors. Like if I'm just sitting there not saying anything, looking weird, that makes the conversation awkward. But if I'm using some of my other body language to look interested while not speaking as much and saying as much, then I think it's okay in that scenario.
I think when it comes to relationships or any person of interest, the only way I'm trying to hear a wordy response is if the person's apologizing to me.
Well, what if they're giving you a compliment? Do you just want you're pretty, or do you want like you're beautiful inside and out?
I want to know what you did. I want to know that you feel bad. I want to know how much you regret. So you can be wordy when it comes to that, but I think overall I prefer a method of being just more concise and to the point. So again, I would say that I agree with the law of saying less, not saying too little, but less.
But I feel like, that's it. I'll take the friendship angle. I'm going to take the friendship angle. I want a friend, like, especially, like Patrice was saying, if somebody messes up, if my friend messes up, I want a clear, defined answer as well. You know what I mean? Like in friendship conversations, you know, even in conversations like, hey, going watching the football game, I want a little back and forth. Don't just be like curt and like to the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think that something concise and to the point could easily be a good 4 sentences. 4 or 5.
So
look at
I have a question.
Like a quick little 30-second response. I find that concise and to the point. I think I start finding something too wordy or just too much when it takes over a minute, or in another case when it's just a huge paragraph. Am I making sense? Sometimes I feel like people sometimes go in way too much.
Yeah. No, they're doing too much.
For example, think of a resume. They ask for 1 page overall, so they want something that's concise and to the point. Say less. when it's several pages, unless you're, the subject matter expert that you are, Amir, well, it makes sense for you to have a lengthy resume. But even with that, I feel like employers prefer a concise answer or concise document. So my point is that I do agree with saying less sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. This actually happened yesterday to me, where I was responding to an email. There was like a position or an opportunity that my buddy, my big bro, my mentor sent me, and I was crafting an email back to the owner of the company, and I found myself just trying to make it as concise as possible. There was somebody else that was CC'd on it, who was going to be kind of coordinating everything. And I just kept my responses super short. And I was thinking about a bunch of things. One, I'm busy. Two, you look too thirsty by writing too much, trying to grow, like, nice to meet you. Thanks. I look forward to speaking soon. That's it. That's really that all needs to be said. Like, so I didn't want to say too much, because I do feel like if somebody has the time to write out a long email and a wordy response that they, was looking at the dictionary and say all this other stuff to try to write, like, bro, just say exactly how you feel, because successful people, in my opinion, and powerful people, they don't have time to be wasting on words and everything else. The question that I would ask is it different when you're in a relationship? Because the book is about power, right? So this is about establishing power. So should that be how we're, using that in a relationship, if it's something where it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, based on the things that we've been talking about so far, is it different when we're trying to show our power when it comes to our value to a potential client, or is it different showing our value to our significant other?
Well, I would say that overall, when it comes to this particular law, I think it just emphasizes the power of silence and a strategic use of words. So I think that should be applied to anything: a girl, a relationship, a job. Because when you say too much, when you reveal too much, you're very likely to expose something that perhaps you don't even want to talk about.
Ooh. All right, that's valid. I can't. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but that's valid. That was a valid point.
Like you are more likely, the more you talk, you are more likely to say something that will reveal your intentions or give others information that could be used against you. In this case, a girl too. So either way, I think that by just saying too much, you are giving some of your power. It's messed up for whoever is trying to hear lengthy responses or read lengthy, paragraphs or documents. But the more we say, the more we weaken our position, I think. So, damn, I'm realizing that I'm agreeing with this a little too much. Next person's gonna hear, okay, yeah, no, I don't want to be that way, but however, who would be in a position that doesn't want to reveal too much? Somebody that has something to hide? Because what if I don't have anything to hide? Or what if I'm not lying about anything? Is there such thing as saying too much? I think people that want to use more of a strategy sometimes have a little something to hide.
That's why this book is the devil's Bible. I'm not gonna say
that. Wow.
It's no, it's I shouldn't say it's the devil's. It's how you use it. But it is providing. It provides a lot of. I mean, it's like, even when you said the word intentions, when you speak a lot, it reveals your intentions. And if we're being truthful and honest people, then it's like, I don't care if my intentions are revealed. I want my intentions to be revealed. But it's like, if you say too much, it's just, yeah. It's do you want to be truthful, or do you want to hold on to the leverage, your power and your leverage? Do you want to be truthful, or do you want to hold on to that leverage? Because
I think
go ahead.
No, my fault. I started to interrupt you. I think this is just, it's one of those, this book and this chapter, I think specifically this law applies to that. It's that, do you want to be truthful or do you want to achieve your objectives? I feel like, do you want to get what you want or do you want to be true? Like, you can't have both. So
right, that's something that I meant to say. When it comes to this book, it's about getting shit from others, or getting others to do what you want them to do, or getting others to believe what you want them to believe. So I guess in this point, when it comes to in this book's context, I guess don't be truthful. Just get what you want.
Nah. We gotta change. We gotta change society. We gotta change society. I don't know.
Man, when it comes to this book, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to this book, it seems as though this is about getting what you want.
But if you get what you want, let's say,
I'm so happy somebody else is here, because usually it's me going devil's advocate against Dak. So I'm so glad Patrice is saying this, where Dak, you have you see the morals that society, that I feel like the generation that we were all raised on, and the principles and the ethics, where I feel like Patrice is able to articulate the current society we live in and the goals that the culture has kind of pushed upon us, if that makes sense.
And I'll even say, and you can be truthful in not a lot of words. I will say that. You can be truthful and clear.
You got to pick a side. Either you're truthful but are concise or to the point, or you're lying and be lengthy. I think this is what people do. People that are lying sometimes say too much, which is why you're able to catch them in the lie.
Lies are confusing. The truth is short and concise. Somebody said that the other day. He was like, yo, my grandma said that. I think it was Marcellus Wiley. He was talking about lying Stephen A. Smith. No, he was saying that how his grandmother told him, he said, lies are simple. Lies are simple. Lies are straightforward. It's easy. It's concise. But no, I'm sorry. The truth is easy, concise. But lies, they confuse everything. Like, it's hard to follow. It's just a lot of fluff in there. So yeah, the truth can be said in not a lot of words. Hey, you're not that good, so you didn't make the team. Like, that's the truth. Now you can have the fluff and say, well, you know, if you worked, no, you're not that good. You're too slow. You're not strong enough, and you got overpowered, so you're not making the team.
So what about, like, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, good liars, I guess? Like, liars that are able to, you know what I'm saying? People that are able to trick you with short amount of words. People that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say trained professional liar, but like con
people.
You know what I mean?
Like
always, a little bit. Always say less than necessary. Like, okay, it's Fashion Week, right? Like, I probably compliment some people like that look terrible. That, like, they were horrendous. They're fit, they're ugly, and I was just like, yo, that fit is adorable. That's a great fit. Amazing outfit. You look great. Fantastic. So am I right for that? Am I wrong for that? I said less than necessary, but I wasn't truthful. But I just, like, where does that fall here, guys?
You're wrong. You should have just said creative.
That might mean saying too much. How about just don't say it if you don't feel it? You know, I feel like if you're not feeling what you're saying, whether it's the truth, or a lie, then you're just saying too much.
I felt like the situation imposed, like, I felt like the situation demanded I say something, and rather than tear people to shreds, I was just like, yeah, all right, yeah, no, that's a great outfit. That's you look in shape. You look so nice. I didn't know what else to say.
I think when it comes to this law, I think there's a key takeover here, and it would be just using silence as power, because if you stay quiet or if you say a very short statement, you can make others uncomfortable and even put them off balance, and you kind of force them to fill the silence and potentially reveal even more information.
So I'm going to draw a correlation here. We got the presidential debate, tonight, right? Depending on when we put this out, but it's happening after this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a poli-sci
say it again.
major here. I don't know anything about politics.
Oh, no. It's not even about that. It's more so you have a candidate that, let's say in Kamala Harris, we've heard a lot about from Donald Trump. We've heard him speak a lot, but we haven't heard Kamala a lot. But she doesn't have her policies on her website. We don't know anything. However, the people that want to root for her, she's not giving them a reason to not necessarily root for her. Like if they already hate Donald Trump, the other side, and now because she's just not saying anything. It's like, well, she's choosing to not mess it up. You know what I mean? She's not going to go out there and just say everything. So it's the same type of approach. You just, from our standpoint, we want her to speak a lot. But
I was gonna say, yeah. So she embodies this law, I guess, and this is a good example.
I don't want to say too much because she knows she hasn't solved anything as a vice president of the United States. So
that's it's interesting, and it just depends on what side we're on. And I think our ability to just understand the law is going to allow us to process different situations, no matter which side we're on, to process it in a way to where we're understanding, like, okay, I need to figure out how to get this person to speak a little more. I need to know a little bit more about them. I don't feel like I truly know them. Like they're telling me what I want to hear rather than me understanding about them. And then on the other side, when I'm, speaking, I need to make sure that, hey, I'm saying less, concise, understanding that I want to keep this powerful position that they're holding me in, that the more I say, it's going to make me look less than how they previously perceived me.
She sure is speaking in a very calculated way, because each word definitely serves a purpose, and she's being concise and trying to make her words look more impactful, which leaves us wondering about her true intentions. So she really is embodying this law.
Say less than necessary.
Dang.
Say less than necessary. We can fill in the blanks. And if we somehow hold her accountable, she can easily say, "Well, I didn't say that."
Yeah,
that's also a very good point. I didn't think about that. I never thought about that. I just thought she was staying quiet.
Keeping up with that same energy. When we go to the book, what was the hold on, let me pull it up.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even reference any stories.
Yeah, I'm about to talk about the story. So Corey, I don't know how to the warrior, the Roman warrior Coriolanus. He was the one that had all those battlefield accomplishments, that when he decided to go into politics, he showed everybody his battle wounds and his scars. And then he made a speech, but everybody was just so focused on the scars and wanted to believe in him. They were just so captured by the fact that he had just this tremendous record of being in battle, fighting for the country, or the empire, whatever it is. And then the more he spoke, people realized, like, hold up, like, this is not what we're looking for. So from the people's standpoint, they're very happy that this man, spoke a lot, that he actually showed his actual intentions, because then it maybe, who knows, maybe it saved the empire. But if he didn't, then they would have been voting for somebody and put them in power that they did not agree with, did not like his policies, and did not like the type of person that he was. So I don't know whether it's good or bad. And I think it goes back to what we kind of discussed on the last one. There really is no good and bad. It's just perspective based. It's just what you said, Patrice, earlier. Like, is it just to get the outcome? Amir, you said the same thing. Like, this book is about more so producing outcomes rather than being, morally sound or having a certain level of integrity.
I agree. This book is definitely to get your objective across, which I was gonna say it earlier. Next book, we gotta do a nice book, man. After this one, we gotta do like a trustworthy book. We gotta do something where you read it makes you feel warm inside. This is
agreement.
Yeah, hold on. I think I'm reading that.
Okay, I have to reread it because I don't remember it too much. It's been a few years, but we can definitely discuss that too.
Wait, what was
like
the book?
The Four Agreements. Somebody just gave me that. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm doing it. Hold on.
Don't tell me he took his headphones off. He about to go get it. Does he really have it somewhere in his house? I feel like I've read this. What is it? Okay, I'll wait till he gets back.
No, I think we all have read them at some point. It's hard to remember. I don't remember any of them.
Hold on. 2 more seconds. Okay. 3, 2. Okay, he's back. All right, you got your headphones back.
My fault. Nah, you guys could have kept going, but that wasn't the book.
We were talking. I didn't know what.
Oh, yeah. The 4. Yeah, we definitely need something more positive.
Is that the next book? Because I feel like I've read it. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, I'm down, and I think it's a shorter read. This one, maybe we need to incorporate that into some of it. I don't know, but no, these, and that's the thing. Like at least these laws are like, it's almost like it's an actual law, like gravity. Something's gonna fall. Like it doesn't worry about the rules. It is the law. I think this is a law based on how people receive information. So I think this is 100% right in every aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I will say quickly, while I was like, playing a little devil's advocate here today, but I really do. This is a law I use a lot. Like I say less than necessary, and I use it in the physical sense. I think there's another law about it, but in the physical sense too, like I take my presence away. Like I'm not around as much. You know what I mean? Like my presence. Yeah, 100%.
So now you tapping into something else.
And I always make sure I'm around less than needed as well. So I'll be there when I'm needed, but you're gonna miss my presence as well as my thoughts and my ideology.
Wow. Damn. So before I forget, I must say that I'm pretty much always absent, but sometimes I say too much. But the thing is that I'm not lying. So anything that I say, I guess I can back it up if someone needs an extra explanation. I can elaborate. So the reason this law is very interesting to me is because I'm honestly looking to just say less. At the same time, I don't reveal anything that's out of this world, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I think I'm saying too much and I'm not. But sometimes I feel like I'd be saying too much, and I'm trying to say less, but I'm also absent. Like people don't really see me too much. Like I've always kept myself to myself. So yeah,
you're mysterious.
Like, I'm trying to find a balance. I wouldn't say I'm mysterious, but I'm just like not out there. I never have.
But it gives you might not think it's mysterious, but I feel like it gives that that was a shadow of mystery, that cloak of mystery. Like I'll I don't want to say any, I don't want to call anybody out. Okay, even us. So for example, if somebody doesn't post on Snapchat, IG, Twitter for a while, but they're on, you see them out in town, but they're not posting. You're wondering, you're like, what is this person doing? Like they're not posting, they're not doing. I know they're here, I know they're alive, I know they're doing stuff, but what are they doing? Like I don't know. I haven't talked to them. So I feel like it does give that, say less than necessary. You're not saying anything on IG, you're not posting anything, you're not tweeting every 5 seconds. People are like,
right,
what's going on? Like you supposed to post every day.
Maybe I don't say too much then. Maybe I don't say too much. I don't really post like that. Nobody knows anything, but I'm not lying and I'm not hiding. So I overall fully agree with this law, and it's something that I would say that I'm looking to incorporate forever and ever into everything that I do. Just say what's necessary, leave the unnecessary out. That's it.
Amen. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. That's the If I need to lean one way, it's definitely leaning this way.
This makes me think of a particular quote that I heard in a movie. It's paraphrased a little bit, but what I heard in the movie was, if a cop follows you for 500 miles, you're going to get a ticket.
Oh,
so
I like that. Yeah, I see what you
when
did.
you say too much,
exactly. Oh my goodness, I love it.
You're gonna make a mistake eventually.
Right. You say too much somewhere down the line, it's gonna backfire a little bit for saying too much. Just again, think of yourself as a man talking to a girl. Well, no, I was at the party and it was 8:00. And she's gonna be like, well, it was 8:00 at 7:56. You text me this. Mm-hmm. So just for saying that it was 8:00, mm-hmm. Now you're in another predicament.
Yeah, saying less, you wouldn't be in trouble.
And even you can have a whole conversation with, let's say, somebody that you're entertaining. You know, you're trying to court them, date them, whatever the situation is. You can have 99%. Y'all can have a conversation for an hour. 99% of the things that you say are on par with what she's looking for, and vice versa. One thing can be said that one of the people does not like, and that one thing is more impactful than the other 99% of the things that were said. So
right, and that happens for saying too much, because sometimes you could be like, okay, I'm a super loving man, and I buy you everything you want, but you know what? One time I have to call my ex a bitch. That's really what's gonna stick with me. It's like, wait, you called your ex a bitch? Yeah. I don't care if you can buy everything that I want. I don't care if you're too loving or sweet. I don't care if you said too much. Now I want to know why, or it might put you in a predicament. Mm-hmm. So, damn, I agree with this law.
Lucky if it could be a lot worse than just saying to B, dude saying, yeah, I had to put hands on this guy. Someone like, whoa, okay, yeah. And this is what I would recommend to fellas. This would be kind of like my last thing. If you are in this type of situation, once you seal the deal, just leave, man. Just pay the bill. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle of dinner. Once you get your goal accomplished, which you were trying, we out. I'm gonna leave it right here. Okay, we're not gonna milk this thing. I'm not giving myself any opportunity to mess this thing up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, just Patrice, please reel it back in. Last words, please reel him back in.
Sorry, what did you?
He said, reel me back in.
Yeah. Well, point is, don't say too much. If I'm asking about what you ate today, don't talk to me about your grandma, because then I'm not going to worry about what you ate today. I'm going to worry about your grandma, which might lead into more stuff. Why you broke up with your ex, XYZ, or same thing, job interview. If they ask you, how do you go about learning a skill? Then talk about how you go about learning a skill, whether, you seek mentorship from professionals, or you enroll in Coursera or Udemy courses. Talk about what is being asked. Don't go overboard. That way, nobody has to ask any extra questions about something that didn't really have anything to do with what was being asked. So, man, I agree. I agree with this law, and I'm going to incorporate it in everything that I do. I will. It's about, I think, key takeaways from this law is it's about being strategic, about using silence as power, and to speak in a more calculated way. And this is what politicians get away with a lot that they do, because they speak in a calculated way. They avoid revealing too much, and they definitely use that silence as power. And they know how to pause when they need to answer something. I don't know if you guys have noticed. For example, Obama, you see him talking, he knows when to pause, to think, and say what needs to be said instead of saying too much.
Agreed. It's an art.
I just want both of y'all to know next week when we do the next episode, when we do the next chapter, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying a thing. I'm pausing.
I know. It's like, hello.
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying less than necessary. I just want both of you guys to know.
Yeah. The one thing that I want to add is I would change the name of this chapter, Robert Greene, because say what's necessary and nothing beyond. That's what, or do what's not, you know what I mean? Because if it's necessary, that's the only thing, the little thing that I would change. Because saying less than necessary, if what's necessary, I'm gonna say what's necessary and then leave it at that. But that's the energy that I'm on. I agree with the law. Mir, take us out.
Always say it. It's just always say less than necessary. Always. So.
Do I get the last words?
You get the last words, baby.
All right. So last words before we wrap it up. I also agree with the law. I use it a lot. Again, it's not truthful for happy or whatever type of happy, funky life you're trying to live. If you are objective oriented and looking to achieve your ends, this is a law for you, which I guess is everybody on this on this call, but it is what it is. So that's the end of that chapter. We're gonna leave it where it is. Next week, guys. So chapter 5, law number 5. What is it? So much.
My fault. You already got it. My bad, player.
Start it with your life. I'm ready.
Say it one more time. Because I was talking over you.
Oh no, you're good. So next week, law number 5. So much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna
feel
be.
I feel like that's gonna be interesting with all of us on it.
And with that, we shall see y'all next week. And hit us up if you want to tap in, join the conversation. I see Mir, your homeboy's on, so we're gonna have to bring him on for the next one. He just here. My bad. Hold on, let me. You want me to come on real quick?
Yeah, let him on.
Hold on.
Who else was here listening to my baby crying and everything? Oh my God.
My bad. Nah, you good. My bad, bro. I saw you over there. I gotta run. But we definitely look forward to, and you're on mute right now, but we're definitely looking forward to bringing you on if you're cool to bring on for next week.
Yeah. Yo, my bad about the delay, man.
Good, bro.
I mean, I was still kind of working, but I tried to jump on last minute. I didn't know y'all was wrapping up so soon.
Nah, it's all good, and this is why I'm glad people are seeing it, because it's casual convo. You jump in when you can, and we're just gonna keep building on it. So next week, hopefully, we'll have 4 or more of us, and we'll just continue to build on it. And this is what we'll do. Next week, we'll give you the opportunity. If you want, you could start off the show. You already know. We'll give you the opportunity to start it off and give your opinions on this one, and then we can use that to lead into the next one if that's cool with you.
Yo, sounds like a plan, brother.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate everybody listening, everybody tapping in. Like this video, subscribe, and hit us up. Hit us up if you want to join in on the conversation. You can just comment on the video. We'll reach out to you, and we look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Yo, sounds like a plan. I appreciate y'all.
Easy, bro.
Not saying much next time.
Say less.